Michelle, your ankle, I don't want you to do this, but I just want to start bouncing a little bit to bring a little bit of levity, a little lightness and silliness into the mix and warm up a little. But you don't. Maybe like, you could do 1 foot. Anyway, so let's just start bouncing. You don't have to leave the ground much. Just a little bit of a bounce, and you can go back and forth, 1 foot to the other, shaking the hands. Feel your face, and feel if it's kind of just sort of laying there, a little stagnant. Lift it up a little bit. So just give gravity a little bit of a test by smiling. You don't have to be happy or attach any story to the smile. Just smile. And bounce. You can take that bounce into a little jog around the room, back and forth, shaking the hands. Breathe it out. And now hit yourself. Smack all around. Even your face, your butt, your back, your chest. Anywhere you can reach, give it a nice smack, a nice audible smack. Cool, shake that off. Okay. And then we're gonna just come to sitting. If you can find, can everyone hear me okay? Thumbs up, okay. Hi. Hi, Nina.
Hi.
Welcome.
I don't know if I can because I cannot do a handstand.
Okay, well, stick with us and we'll see what we can do. So Nina, we warmed up a little just by a little bounce. If you do a little bounce for us, get your blood moving, and then come join us sitting. Okay, so just sitting in a comfortable position, whatever feels comfortable for you. If you have a block, you want to sit on your block, and just hands on your thighs, and you can close your eyes. Take a pause and feel the energy coursing that we just raised a little bit. Personally, I feel my heart beating a little faster. I feel warmth from the places where I smacked myself. I feel a little heat in my cheeks and maybe a little anticipatory energy. Maybe a little fear, excitement. So where you're sitting now, how much effort do you need to sit tall? Can you relax all the flesh around your bones and still bring life to your spine? So the top of your head is almost lifting up towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Just a gentle lift. So we talked about this class as being a means to find trust in handstands, and I was thinking about trust and how it takes building. It's not something that we're automatically granted or that we're born with. Brene Brown talks about this jar. You guys heard the story. Basically, if you do something that builds trust, you put a penny in the jar. And if something is the opposite. You take it out. I did a bad job of telling that story. But the point is that it's something that you build. So, and that dialogue can start with yourself of how you're building the trust, what you're doing to build it. So anyway, I want to start building a little dialogue and paying attention to our thoughts through this process. So a positive thought towards something, even a little, you can do it, goes a long way. So does, I'll never be able to do this, I can't do this, I can't balance, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I don't deserve to be here. Those go a long way too, but I've learned, or I understand, that a positive thought can crush those negative ones pretty hard. Okay, so I want to open our eyes and start to get into our body a little bit. So lifting up the arms tall, and then in the shoulders, we're going to just reach the shoulders up to the ear and then let them drop. So reach them to the ear, and I say drop, but what I mean is just glide back down. So reaching all the way up tall, glide back down. Up tall, glide back down. Almost like mufflers for your ear muffs for your ears. So covering your ears up, slide back down. Cover them up. And do a few more. Really reach. So you feel your arms covering your ears. Back down. Okay, good. And then lower the arms. And then lifting one arm all the way up, a big arch and over. You can come down to your elbow if that's there for you. Keep the arch big. And then other side. So draw a big arch and over. So no collapse on the short side. That's making a big arch too. So all the way over. And then other side. So draw a big line with the arm fully activated, fully alive arm, drawing energy. And then one more to the other side. And a straight arm even. So keeping it straight, keeping the integrity of the arch in the spine. And then back up. Okay, so now we're going to draw some circles. Instead of thinking of it as a head roll, thinking of it as drawing circles. So starting a circle towards your shoulder, down towards your chest, the other shoulder, all the way up towards the ceiling and back around. So a few in each direction. Imagine there's a light on your chin or a pencil on your chin and you're drawing a circle. And complete the circle at all points of the circle. Make a huge circle. And now here, look to the right side, sitting tall, and to the left, and the right, and then the left, and forward. And if your legs are you're still comfortable, good, you can switch the crossing of your leg as well, just to wake things up a bit. Sitting tall, lift up, and just a simple twist to the right. And then let your head follow and your eyes follow that twist. And unwind to the other side. Once more, twist to The right side. And then the left. Okay, so let's look at our hands. So the handstand is very wide fingers, very active hands. So the platform of a wide hand with wide fingers is much stronger, more stable than a narrow platform. So very wide, and the middle finger or the pointer finger, when we place them down shoulder width, that's gonna face forward. So it's up to you how you, if you wanna have your middle finger forward or the pointer finger forward, but the hands aren't turned out, they're not too turned in. It's gonna be just like this. Okay, so now let's start like we're squeezing lemon. So squeeze, really activate the hand like you're squeezing a lemon. Now open the hand, release. And a few more times, squeeze. So really activate the hands and squeeze it, they shake, open it up. And a few more times, just squeeze and then release. Squeeze and release. And then just do a little bit of a, I don't know, I feel like this is something a witch says, like, my pretty. And then reverse it so the other finger comes down first. I know all the fingers have names, but I'm just not sure. I know there's like a ring finger, a pinky finger, a pointer, or some index. I know the middle finger pretty well. And then the thumb, okay. Anyway, shake it out. And then hands come together and making figure 8 circles in one direction. And switch directions if you can with that. Okay, so now we're gonna do something like a flick. And so this should be audible to you. Taking your fingers, crunching them up and flicking them, like you're flicking off water. Yeah, but it's audible. So I am going to, instead of count, I'm gonna time us for 1 minute. We're gonna flick as hard and as fast as you can. We can change if it gets tiring in one area. You can lift them in different places. No matter what, just keep on flicking. Your forearms are gonna be screaming. That's okay, scream back. But not only that, they'll scream, but it'll go away. It's like it never happened. Okay, let me see. Okay, go. Flick, and like hear it like rain or crinkling paper or something. Make sure you hear it. All right, we're 10 seconds in, almost. Keep going. You can put them out, put them in front of you, behind you, above you. You can make noises. I can't hear you. I mean, you can fart, you can do whatever you want. You can scream, you can moan. I moan, I grunt. We're 30 seconds in. Keep going faster, faster, harder, harder. Hear the noise, hear the noise, hear the noise. Make it burn. Make it rain. Ow. Oh God, ow, it hurts. I hate it. Murder me in the eyes. Okay, keep it going. Keep it going. 5 more seconds. Flick, 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 flick. Okay, done. Release that. Shake it out. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Let them go. Okay. All right. Whew. Rest your hands on your thighs and just let the sensation just pause a minute. And just breathe into that sensation and just let it go. All right, cool. And then rub them together. Okay. Poof. Okay, so I think we let like a lot of negative, just everything just, when we flicked it out, we flicked, it's gone. Okay, coming on to hands and knees. So meet me on your hands and your knees. So let's start to find that, that hand shoulder relationship now. So if your hands, you can put them by your hips and then just draw a line forward, and that should be about right. Or if you put your thumbs, basically they'll kind of hug right under the hips. So the knees right between your hip. Yeah, and if you guys use your screen and you can see, anyway. So their shoulders width apart. A lot of people think that their shoulders are a little bit more width girthy than they are, but they're not. They're more narrow, the line from the shoulder to the wrist. Okay, so that being said, let's bring our knees together. So usually in cat-cow, we'll have like a hips width. I want to start to work on the center line. So hugging the knees and thighs together. So center line, let's do a cat-cow like this. So inhaling, reaching the head and tail up and away from each other. And exhaling, drawing the belly button to the spine and then letting the top of the head come down. And a few rounds of this center line cat-cow. Inhaling up, really articulating the spine. So feel your way through the whole spine. Make it sensual, even have your breath kind of find those little nooks or places that are stuck or locked or extra loose. And so now we're going to take that into a whole circle. The head and tail start to find each other on the side, and then they both go up. They find each other on the other side. The belly button and the head come into cat, and then back again. So you kind of imagine like a little bit of like a, you know, like if you're like a stripper. So just like make it sensual, make it lovely, and feel your way through your spine. A stripper or a snake. Snakes are already naked, so they're basically strippers like after, you know, or before, whatever. But like really feel it. Even let your head get into it. The head is a big part of the game. Okay, then let that go. And now we are gonna bring the knees hips width apart. Actually, no, let's keep them together. So one is in the center, and then extend the right leg straight out behind you. And then bring the left arm out in front of you. Okay, so the right foot is still on the floor. Begin to lift it up. So we're just balancing here with that center line. Now we're gonna make this active. So inhaling here, as you exhale, bring the knee to the elbow, curl up in a little ball, find your center, center, center. And then as you inhale, extend a very long line. So leg is not going high, it's going far away. And again, exhale, bring it into the center. Think like Braveheart, where his body gets pulled apart in every direction and he dies, just like that. Okay, so exhale, bring it back in. So before he dies, you're in a tight little ball, tight, tight, tight. And then he's getting pulled apart every direction, pulled in every direction. And then exhale back in. Okay, we'll do 2 more times on this side. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. Inhale, extend as far as you can. Exhale, contract. And then neutral and release. Okay, and other side. So just extend the left leg out straight. Straighten that leg as much as you can. Really feel the straight line behind the knee. Find your straight. Even if you're hyperextended, So the energy in the leg is solid. Right hand extends out straight. You feel that long line of energy lifting the back leg. Inhale, exhale, tiny ball. All the air out, tiny ball. Find your center, squeeze that lemon. And then exhale, extend, or inhale, extend. And then inhale here, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze. Now I'll let you find your own breath, but we're gonna do a few more. My sound did not go out. I just was quiet for a second. You're like, why did you stop? The machine stopped. Okay, let's do one more. Extend, contract and squeeze, and then neutral and place it down. Okay, sitting back on your heels for a minute. For a pause. Okay, we're going back onto the wrists, onto the forearms. So I'll show you first. Can you guys all still hear me okay? Okay, great. So same position with the center line, squeezing to the center line. So knees, ankles, inner thighs squeezing. Those hands are in that same position. Really extend through the fingers. And then decide which one you want to face forward, the middle finger or the pointer, but make a choice. And then the elbows, the eyes, imagine you have little eyes on your elbows, and they're gonna face each other. They're gonna look at each other. They're gonna fight it out and just deal with it. And then, so we're gonna press into the floor and then start to extend a little bit beyond the wrist line, and then coming back. So then extending, now I'm squeezing my butt and I'm squeezing my thighs together. I'm really squeezing because I don't want to just let my arms take over. I want to keep the weight in my core and just see how far my wrists are willing to take me here. So we're just moving into the wrist a little bit. And another thing with hand balancing is the fingers do a lot. So there is something of like a spider hand where you actually are grabbing at the floor. So you push and grab, almost a suction. So as you start to extend and you do a little bit of a grab with all the fingers, you can see how much more energy that gives to the fingers and to the body. So now let's take into a little bit of a circle. So circling around the hands. So the shoulders are just drawing circles, hovering above the hands. And then let's do about 3 in each direction. So you experiment yourself, see what you're feeling. Keeping the eyes of the elbows looking at each other. Okay, cool. And now I want to just do a little bit of wrist attention, wrist love. So turning the hands the other direction right here. And then you can walk the knees close to the hands, and we're just gonna bend the elbows, lift up the palms a little, and then straighten and press down. So whatever you can do, your level of flexibility or your resistance, like however much your wrist is willing to work with you, and you're willing to work with it. So just pressing into the wrist a little bit here, giving a little wrist love and attention. And then fingers all the way up to the fingers. So just lifting up and then down. Okay, cool. And then making a fist with the hand. So the fist comes together, the elbow eyes got in a fight, and then the fist, they're gonna have it out. So then these guys, the top of the hands, it's hard to see my camera. Okay, they go here and then start to straighten out the elbow. So you might have to shimmy your body however you can feel. You'll feel that a real stretch on the top of the forearm if it's tight. Yeah. And keeping the tops of the hands on the floor and keeping that fist nice and together. Yeah. And just work that a little bit. And then just taking the tops of the hands and placing them on the floor right here. So just rocking them a little bit. Okay, cool. Shake it out. Okay, we're gonna get on our belly. Let me show you guys first. Put this here. Okay, so on the belly, this is the pose of long prostration. And so the hands are straight out on the floor, shoulders width apart, everything's on the floor, ankles together, knees together, butt squeezing in. So I'm gonna inhale and then exhale. As I exhale, everything stays down, but my belly is gonna lift away from the floor. So my belly button is just gonna lift away from the floor. And my head's gonna be down too. Just belly lifts, and that's it. So as the belly lifts away from the floor, you'll find that it'll also take the ribs with it. So it's like suctioning up away, the ribs are going into. This is a hollow body position. This is a position that we'll need to get comfortable with in handstand. So anyway, let's try it a couple of times. Your head is gonna be on the floor, so you'll be basically either your eyes are closed or you're looking at the floor. So ankles together, and use your breath to navigate your movement. So as you inhale, prepare, and then exhale and suck the belly button up in towards the spine. And then as you exhale, let the belly fill back with air and feel weighted on the floor. So, okay, I can't see Nina or Melinda, but that's okay. I trust you guys are. No, don't get up, don't get up. It's okay. So I wanted to say, when you're on the floor and you're in this position, first take a little inventory. So just, I know it's kind of late in the evening, so feel the weight of your body on the floor. Just let the floor hold you. Let your muscles just collapse and just like feel the weight of your body. And then you're gonna activate with your breath. So inhale. So as you exhale, let that belly button in a straight line just draw directly up towards your spine, through your spine, towards the ceiling. And then feel it also bring and lift the ribs up away. And just do a couple rounds with your own breath. I trust you guys are doing it. And so much so, if you do it and you really squeeze it, like lemon squeeze it in your hand, you'll feel your little butt cheek squeeze too. Like you'll feel everything activate in your back body as well. It's gonna make a chain reaction in your whole body. And so the pelvis, as much as it wants to just stay like unengaged, disengaged and everything, it's gonna engage. If you really squeeze it up there, your pelvis is gonna be like, wait a minute, so we gotta do something here, and your butt's gonna squeeze, and your lower belly's gonna lift up to help that belly button get up there. And the ribs are gonna sink in, which is what they need to do in handstand as well. Okay, okay, you guys can come out of that now. Did you feel your belly come away from the floor? Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so let's come into a Sphinx pose and talk about this. So in Sphinx pose, we can activate, we can pull our chest through our hands, activate the arch, and then press into the hands and activate that same belly button pulling away. Okay, so let's try that. So pull the chest, like burst it out through the arms. So the arms are pulling back. It's a little bit of like, they're coming back, our chest is going forward. And then straighten out the arms, let the belly button come in, press away. It's like a little bit of like one thing in one direction, one thing in another direction. Okay, then hands back down to the Sphinx pose. Activate, pull the chest forward. Good. And from here, really activating. Can you lift your forearms up? What happens? Ah, no? Okay, back down. Okay, no problem. Let's bring them closer to the chest and do a little simple cobra. So inhaling, lifting top of the head up, not coming up too high. And then exhale back down. And again, that simple cobra up and exhaling back down. And the simple cobra, let's stay here in cobra. That same feeling that we're sliding our hands back, our heart is just bursting forward. And then can we lift the hands up? Yeah. Good. Can you lift them out like a T, like you're flying? Yeah. What about forward? Overhead, muffs on the ears. Okay, back to the T. Bend them, elbows in, hands back down. One little lift higher, and then back down. Okay, cool. Shake it out, just do a little shimmy on your butt. Okay, so now we're gonna do a little bit more of an active back bend, but totally active. So what it is similar to the Braveheart scenario, where as we lift, everything is lifting up and away and coming back down. So the feet can part a little as they lift, but so everything is lifting away, not up really. Just think out and away, and it'll naturally lift when you think out, because it has nowhere else to go. So you're almost sliding down and out to go up. Root to rise. Okay, so inhale, lift. Exhale down. Lift. Exhale down. Very nice. Let me see you guys do it and really activate through the feet, through the hands, energy out and back down. Use your breath to help you. And back down. Let's do one more. And then back down. Okay, and then take your hand, pressing back up and coming to, let's sit back sitting. Does anyone have a strap or a sock or a tie or a string of toilet paper? Anything. I want to show something. Okay. So this, Nafisa walked away, but this is a compression exercise. So a lot of pressing in handstand or getting up is the relationship of the heart to the legs, like the chest and the thighs. So it's creating this, this compression in here. So with the strap, we're gonna put it in the crease of the thighs, the hips. Okay, and just leave it there. And then we're gonna come into a child's pose, but not a relaxing child's pose, an older child's pose. Okay, so a child's pose. And then from here, our hands are just gonna slide out like a little bit of a slip and slide with resistance. The butt is gonna lift and you're gonna keep the strap where it is. So it's a little bit of a stretch. It's a stretch on the shoulders. So don't go too far, know your limits, but lifting the butt, extending out, and keeping the strap. So try a couple of times. You want to get a little movement. So it can be a soft movement, You don't have to put too much into the deep stretch aspect of it. But what you do have to do is hold that strap with your hip flexors between your chest and your thighs. So really hold on to the strap, and it stays there even when you lift up. And if you don't have that compression, as soon as you lift up, the strap will drop. So it's all about maintaining that compression while you move. So do a couple times while I'm not yelling at you. And I'll and I'll watch. Beautiful. Nina still got her Christmas tree. That's good. Okay, that's about enough of that. Okay, from here, you guys, let's press up into our first down dog of the day. So curling the feet under and pressing up to a downward facing dog. And just whatever you do when you get in your first dog, if you practice it regularly, moving around a little bit, you can lift up and down on your feet, pop your ankles a little. Oh, Michelle, be careful. Oh man. Okay. And then from here, just stepping the right leg forward, and then the back leg comes down. So like a high lunge position. Yeah, and then bringing the hands right up to the knee. So again, this is one of those things where it's a root to rise situation. So a press to compress. So basically the pelvis might naturally, if you let it alone, might just dump like this. So we want to lift it straight. We're going to use our hand to press it even more away. So hollow out the body and then still sink into the front leg. Hollow, hollow, hollow. And then release, just tall. And then hollow, hollow, hollow. And then release. And if we're ready, if things are good, let's reach the hands down, flex the front foot, and just start to lean over that front leg, stretching the whole line of energy, the body and belly of the right leg. Flexing through an active foot. Tailbone lifts up, shakes a little like a little bunny, but a whole straight long spine. Tailbone is lifting, lifting, lifting. I'll stop yelling. Okay, so gently and slowly bending back into that front leg. And without the adjustment of the hands, just use your own hands to feel your belly lift and your tailbone sink a little more into the front leg, and then lifting the arms all the way up above your head. And take just a couple of breaths here. You can even bounce a little to start to get friendly with that hip flexor in your left leg. Bounce. And then lift. One more breath. And then release your hands. Step it back. And just step into a downward facing dog again. And then left leg forward. Sinking the right leg down. Coming up onto the leg. So remember that natural pelvis is probably just going to be like, so instead we want to go and then use your hands to and you can release it and just straight inhale, and then again we really want to round out. Feel the stretch in the front of the leg, the flexor, the belly of the flexors. Sinking again. Belly button to the spine. Push away with the leg. Push away, suck away with the belly button. And then just sink it down a little. And then hands to the floor. hips out over the back leg, flex that front foot. Long line of energy through the left leg. Shake the little bunny tail a little bit. Helps the nervous system to shake a little, let all your muscles know it's okay. If you can, even extend straighter, further. Tail lifts up, 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 and away. Okay, and then gently rebend. Sink into the belly of the hip flexor. Coming back up. Make that adjustment with your hands. Into the belly, tailbone down. Sink into the front legs. Arms up. All the way up. A little bounce maybe. Okay, cool. And then back down. And we're gonna go into a downward facing dog. One more time. So from downward dog, coming on the tippy toes, leaning forward, and then shimmy the feet back a little to a plank position. So in plank, here we are. This is just about the most amount of weight you can put on your wrists, except when your legs are lifted in handstand. So we're gonna do that same thing we did before with the little circles. So circles in each direction. Hollowing out the body so that belly button is pulling up towards the spine. Do 3 in each direction. Good, and then downward facing dog again. Okay, so now I want to try a little tiny bunny hop. If you guys want to take a look at my screen, so you make a little spring out of your legs and jump forward just a little, and then back just a little. Each time you jump, make sure you land with bent legs. So we don't want to do anything where it's like really jarring. So if the legs are like a little spring, so spring, 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 spring. Yeah. Okay, and use your breath. So that way you're in charge. So you know you're in charge. You on an inhale, you're gonna make the jump and then jump back. Great, a couple little bunny hops. Okay, wonderful. So next time you come forward, we're gonna sink it down. If you can, bring the hands back just by your hips. We're gonna lift the feet up and sit. Yeah, okay. Let's try to go the other way. So, hands by the hips. This time, we're gonna press into the hands, lift up, sneak the feet behind us, and go back to down. We'll just do it once. So just try once. If you need to keep your feet on the floor, no problem. Keep them on the floor, lift up with your feet, and then shimmy them through, and just step it back. Yeah. Okay. One more time through, jumping forward. You can move the hands back a little bit, sink down, lean on the hands, lift the feet, down. Okay. Okay. We are gonna test our balance a little bit and get up on our hands. We're gonna do one more abdominally focused exercise first. And I know we're getting towards the end, but we're gonna get there. That's okay. It's all in support of hand balancing. Okay, so bringing that same compression we did with the strap, bringing the knees as close into the chest as possible. Then find a little balance on your sit bones. Now, lifting the legs up a little, keep the compression, and hands out to the side. Now, if you want to hold on to your legs, that's okay. We're gonna just do a hollow body, and then back up. Okay, so hollow body, and back up. We'll do a few times. So when you go up, squeeze, so the knees kiss the chest. When you go down, scoop, so the butt squeezes, the belly scoops out, and then back up. Let's do 5. 1. Yeah. 2. And you can even think Braveheart when you go down. Pulling away and back up. How many? This is 4. 1 more. 5. Okay, cool. Put your feet close to your hips again. Hands one more time. I know I said once, but Melinda's grabbing the blocks. That's smart. Press into whatever you need to press in to scoot the feet back, and then step it back to downward facing dog. Okay, so let me come down onto your knees, and I'm gonna show. So what I want to do here is from a downward facing dog. We'll just bring one leg up here, and that standing leg is going to be like a spring, and the hands and arms are going to be totally straight. So a spring, and then the back leg just lifts just a little bit. So just catching a little bit of air, and then we'll try the other side. So like spring, back leg stays just like a bolt of lightning. So up, up, up. So don't think about getting too high, and don't think about meeting the legs together. The legs are gonna stay like an L. So the leg that's on the floor, that's gonna stay close to the floor. So you're just using it as a little launching pad. So it's basically like a three-legged dog, but like with batteries. So when we jump, think about that same compression position. So as if you were keeping that strap between the thigh and the heart. So there's a lot of compression happening here. So the belly's still in, the ribs are in. So we're not doing this from an arched position. It might look like that from, this is not arched and open. This is closed, like a closed circuit. Okay, let me see. And Michelle, don't try to balance, just close up the ribs, close up the belly, and just do a little spring on that leg. The standing leg, let it be a little spring. Bending it, spring, like a natural spring. Yeah, don't try to control it too much. Just let it, let yourself feel the spring. Yeah, and then feel free to take a break. If you've tried both sides, just come down and take a little break. Yeah, Nina. Yeah. Awesome. Keep your arms straight, Nina. Keep your arms straight. Yeah, like really trust your hands. Those guys don't move. Like these guys are the uncompromisable part. Keep the arms really straight. So if they're straight, we're good. So the only compromisable part is like this little spring. You just have to let that little spring go. Okay, do we want to try to kick up on the wall? Do you guys all have a wall that you could use? Okay, so we would stand about maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet away from the wall. Placing the hands in that position. And then same thing, that little spring, lifting up. And then just allow the spring to do the work for you, knowing the legs are powerful. The one thing you want to focus on is the hands staying nice and straight. Know that your hands are the stabilizing factor here. So keeping the hands, for some reason, sometimes in handstand, it's like we want to bend one or lift it. But we're not balancing it. We're just getting up now. The wall is there to help us balance. So our only job is to keep the arms straight and trust our hands. Nina, you have a wall in front of you you're gonna jump on? I can't see. No wall? Oh, okay, okay. Okay, instead of the wall, then maybe just practice extending the back leg and doing like a three-legged dog. And then coming onto the ball of your standing leg and coming down. So it's a little bit more of a conditioning. So yeah, really extending through that back leg, the leg that's up. And now, once you get to the wall, you can stay there. Because you can kick up. Uh-oh, Michelle's closing down the shop for the day. Root your eyes. Nice, Melinda. Once you get up there, just stay up. And so also, once you get up, the shoulders are gonna squeeze up and in towards the ear muff. The ribs come in, the belly comes in, the butt squeezes, and the legs squeeze together. It's like just a squeeze the hell out of it. Excuse my French. And if you've tried a bunch of times, make sure you come down, you rest, you recycle your energy, renew, relax. Yeah. Okay, and Michelle just rolled out her wrist, so if everyone could just come down, take a second, and it's, you know, it's like the handstand thing, it's funny because it can be like this waterfall of fatigue. It's like, I gotta get it, I didn't get that time, I gotta do it again, and then you just keep doing it, and it's like, okay, roll it back. It's okay, it's okay. You know, each time we have to organize our mind, our body parts, our breath, and just practice. Yeah, so rolling out the wrists. Yeah, but eventually, when we get up to the wall, we're able to just be held by the wall, then we'll hold for a minute and a half, and just start to hold longer. And each time we hold, we continue to organize the body parts. So it's a series of body parts that get organized. The shoulders go up, the ribs in, the belly in, the butt squeezes, and it's just this plank. So it might look like it's just, well, I'm just relaxed, but I'm upside down. No, it's not relaxed at all. Everything is squeezing. And even if you squeeze like crazy, it doesn't mean, oh, I did all the things, so now I'm balancing. No, balance is very much like squeeze a little, fall a little, squeeze a little, fall a little, squeeze the fingers. So it's not, balance is the least static thing there is, but it's kind of surprising because it looks, oh, you're balancing, you're not moving. No, you're moving a lot. Anyways, well, I guess it's kind of 7, and I feel like I've talked you guys into oblivion. Let's stretch the wrists a little bit more again here, and then turning them out, and then against the floor. You can adjust however you're seating to make that happen. A little bend and straighten. And then take the hands like a little flippers and put them down here and do a circle around again. So in this position, it's another one where you can really feel how the fingers, as you safely move your weight from side to side, and then start to use the fingers to manipulate yourself. Like, oh, I'll use my right fingers to push me to the left. See how the fingers can play a really strong role in moving your weight around? Yeah, and then, yeah, one more time this way. And then here, out to the side, just do a couple of wrist rolls. You're always free to roll your wrists, your fingers, stretch out every little forgotten part. And then flex the right hand and move the right ear away, keeping the right hand fully flexed, arm fully straight, and just let that tense line of energy electrify you. And then roll the hand a little there. Flex the hand again, lift the head up, relax and shake it off. Left hand, move the ear away. Don't be afraid of the stretch. If you feel a deep stretch in the palm of your hand or through the line of your arm, move into a little, like get to know it, be like, oh, that's interesting. I like to move my fingers a little and see how intense it can be. Maybe move the chin in different ways to see how crazy. And then roll around the jaw. Okay, coming up. Let it go. Shake it out. Okay, and then let's just sit once again in a comfortable seated position. Okay, and then maybe placing your left hand on your heart, your right on your belly, and closing your eyes. Just take a couple breaths. I had a quote that I found today I thought was funny. It's not spiritual at all, it's just funny. It said, oh, I'm so inadequate and I love myself. It's Meg Ryan is the person. I have this awesome little book. It's called Women's Wit and Wisdom. It's so tiny, but anyway, I'm so inadequate and I love myself. But any little practice, like any practice at all, is a glorious adventure into the unknown and into the darkness, and who knows what we'll find. Anyway, thank you guys for coming. Thank you, women people, for coming to class. I hope it was okay and nobody's bruised in their heart or their body.